a Dear Media original podcast.
Hi, welcome to Good Instincts. I'm Shira Barlow, but you may know me as the food therapist. Join me every Monday through Friday for bite-sized episodes designed to help you close the gap between where you are right now and where you want to go. This should feel good, like really good. And it will, I promise. I have been working a lot lately, and there is this pull to eat in front of my computer, and it is so strong. And the funny thing is that it is so obvious to me intellectually that taking 10 minutes to sit and eat with my laptop closed is so doable. And I spend so many more minutes doing so many less productive things. But for whatever reason, it's actually really hard to do in the moment. I think that's true whether we're really busy or we're just casually scrolling our phones or we're watching TV. And I think we would all benefit so much from doing our best not to. The reason why it has to do with the way our brain forms meal memories. And the thing about meal memories is that's what helps us feel satisfied after the meal is over. I am absolutely obsessed with the research. I pored over it when I wrote my book, The Food Therapist, and it was done at the University of Birmingham in the UK, and it was done on young women watching TV. And what they found was that the women who ate lunch while they watched TV were significantly more hungry afterwards than their peers. The researchers noted that watching TV while eating prevented the women from really enjoying the sensory properties of the food. So they weren't encoding these meal memories and they were hungry afterwards. And it's almost as if they had this kind of eating amnesia. The thing is we're all so busy and we have so many distractions. And so it's really hard to actually dial in and pay attention to what we're eating while we're eating. But we kind of have to when we can. And on the flip side, I am a realist. And to be honest, there have been times in the last month where I have needed once or twice to eat in front of a screen. And it was kind of unavoidable because I was starving during a Zoom. In those cases, I think that we just have to be honest with ourselves that we might not be encoding that meal memory and we may still be hungry afterwards. So how can we ensure that we're encoding meal memories? One of the ways I do think is amazing that isn't always socially acceptable, but is if you're at home, is eat with your hands. Eating is such a multi-sensory act. I think we can get so disconnected from it, especially if we're used to eating in front of screens. So if you can, and it's socially acceptable, I think eating with your hands is cool. We've talked about this before, but I really do think it's so important putting our food on a plate. It's so easy to eat hurriedly over the sink, but when we actually put our food on a plate, it registers more and we enjoy it more. And the last thing I will say is pay attention to the sensory aspects of food while we're eating. That's another reason to go mix media when we're eating. So for instance, I like a crispy shallot on something creamy like an avocado dip. It helps our brain pay attention to what we're eating while we're eating, and we end up enjoying it more and it ends up registering more later on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about a client of mine who really started from the very beginning when it comes to food prep and cooking and really found a lot of joy in that. And I think that there's a lot to take away from. I will see you there. Thank you so much for listening to Good Instincts, hosted and written by me, Shira Barlow. You can find me on Instagram at Shira_RD. Good Instincts is a Dear Media daily.